what's up? Welcome on section 51. I hope you're well. I hope that you're okay, you're fine, that you're safe, knowing all the threat with the COVID-19. And it's always a great pleasure to see you again on section 51. Thank you again to all the people who are still subscribing, who are discovering our channel. Section 51 2.0, the famous YouTube channel dedicated to the subject of UFOs, science, technology, stargazers, and also all the mysteries surrounding us. All these questions for which we are still looking for the answers. And today we are going to talk about the subject of this former Area 51 worker who claims that he could have piloted a UFO and maybe traveled through time. Oh yes, I'm sure that you have heard about that news on the internet. Because it must have been shared a lot on the social networks, and I found the subject very interesting. Maybe it's a true story, maybe not, maybe it's all some imaginary, some fantasy story, I don't know. It's curious, it's bizarre, and you will see even the presentation, the introduction, the way of showing this testimony is very strange. So, people, let me invite you now on the internet, right now. Okay, so, no, don't do the mistake. This is not a website for losing weight. We are on the website joe.co.uk. But first, we are going to start with the website, the Daily Star Co.uk. And the title of this article, written by Callum O'Hare, on December 2017, yes, that's an old article, but sometimes it comes back like a cycle, and the news is permanently shared on the social networks, and we can't make it disappear. This is the drawback with internet. It's that everything you publish on internet can't disappear. Former Area 51 worker claims he's flown a UFO and traveled through time. A man who claims to be a former Area 51 worker says he was recruited by the American government to pilot a UFO spaceship in a staggering new video. So let's watch this incredible video with this athletic man in space like me. I don't have glasses for the moment, but maybe later. So let's go and watch some extracts, some samples of the video, not the full video. I don't want a copyright strike.
Everyone working on the base go inside. They want to keep everybody not knowing about this secret technology to a bare minimum. The only people outside that witnessed the test flight were a few scientists, engineers, air traffic controllers in the tower. I was wearing the suit they give me. And after everybody was inside,
maybe a big suit.
they took the dirt bomb.
The sound is horrible. It's terrific.
I was given clearance by air traffic control, and it was time to take off. I was told to imagine the craft.
That's because of the reverberation in space.
But no, it didn't work that way.
The sound reverb.
Yeah, I had to imagine that I was trapped. Like part of it. I began thinking of myself floating off the ground, and I felt vibrations from the antimatter reactor below me as it started to fire up. Within 10 seconds, the craft was off the ground, and I was flying. I looked around out of the dome and saw the people on the ground filming this historical event. I was instructed to take altitude to 1,000 feet, then return to the ground. I felt the vibration of the engine stop. I glanced at the altimeter and realized that I was rapidly losing altitude. There was no ejection button or lever on this craft, so I was effectively helpless. I kept trying to imagine the craft floating, but it was plunging towards the ground. The reactor powered on for the last second, and I went unconscious. The next thing I knew, I was in a hospital bed. There were casts on my legs. Apparently, I was still in space.
Ah, that's the end. Bizarre, because he has a constant flow of speaking. Maybe sometimes, like when someone is knowing well his lesson, and is just saying, he's just telling what he learned. In the clip, Robert Miller explains how he used to work at the infamous Air Force Base and has flown a UFO using just his mind. What is this infamous Air Force Base? Can we have the name of this base? Of that base? Mr. Miller reveals how aliens, spacecrafts, and evidence of extraterrestrial life is being hidden inside the Groom Lake facility. And he also details a particular memory of when he was asked to test drive one of the flying vehicles. He says, "I do remember they brought me inside the craft and up to the pilot's seat. There was only room for one person in the giant craft. I looked around the cockpit and only saw a seat. No joystick, no steering wheel, no other controls. There was, however, a helmet. They told me the craft was controlled telepathically. I was told to imagine the craft starting to float off the ground, but it didn't work. Instead, I had to imagine that I was the craft, like part of it, and I began thinking of myself floating off the ground, and I felt the vibrations." Mr. Miller also suggested that he may have experienced time traveling after blacking out during the experience. "I was 500 feet off the ground, then the vibrations of the engine stopped. There was no ejection button on the craft. I was effectively helpless. The craft was plunging towards the ground, and I went unconscious. The next thing I knew, I was in hospital. A man in a black suit came in and explained to me what happened. He said right before the craft hit the ground, it just went, boom, disappeared. Then, in the middle of the night, they heard a loud crashing noise outside, and the craft had crashed in the same spot. The scientists had hypothesized that the craft had time traveled. This claim comes just a day after video footage emerged of fighter jets encountering an unexplainable object." Let me doubt about it. And now let's see another article also on the same subject. This is on the website joe.co.uk, and the title this time is "Former Area 51 worker claims he piloted a UFO and sustained horrific injury in bizarre video." with the subtitle, "Your dad has gone way too far this time." Please tell him not to do some videos like this again. The green screen at its best. A man named Robert Miller has released a YouTube video in which he claims to have piloted an alien spacecraft at Area 51 telepathically before crashing and breaking both his legs. Which date is the article? 2 years ago, okay. Yes, this man here modeling the spring-summer collection from Jacamo. Okay, so this website has the advantage to make us laugh a bit, so it's a little moment of humor and of pleasure, of distraction and entertainment, thanks to Robert Miller. Maybe it's true, maybe it was a real experience, I don't know. Yes, the video is essentially a large bald man in cargo shorts telling you he flew an alien spaceship with his mind, and the sound quality is terrible. Yes, I noticed it. Meaning it all feels a bit like being in the pub on a Tuesday night and having to listen to the bloke holding himself up at the bar shouting at you about the time he won the World Cup for the Allies. Miller claims that he was secretly invited to work for the US government and deducts that his father did too, before describing how he was picked up in the middle of the night by two men in black suits. Whether the two men were Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones remains unclear. The MIB. The two men abducted him by flying him into Area 51 and then locking him in a room underground before they eventually revealed that he was going to be a test pilot for an alien spacecraft they had reverse engineered after finding it in 1947. I didn't read anywhere if it was a professional pilot or if it was some guy taken in a pub, some unexperimented pilot, I don't know, with absolutely zero training, and no information other than being told that the ship is controlled telepathically. He says he managed to fly the craft up to 500 feet before it started plummeting to the ground. Robert says he fell unconscious and then woke up in the medical ward, where he is told by another man in a black suit that the craft mysteriously disappeared just before crashing, and everyone at the base simply called it a day and went inside as so it was some kind of staff picnic and not a severely underqualified man fucking about in a mind-controlled alien spaceship. Long story short, the ship reappeared that night and smashed into the hot, sticky tarmac like it was meant to. Miller, who is quite clearly standing in the video, claims to have shattered and then lost both his legs. He initially signed a non-disclosure agreement after the accident, but has now bravely come forward to share his story, believing that the truth is more important than his own personal safety. That's true that after a video like this, in space, floating in space, there is nothing is more important, no more important than truth, and personal safety is the last is the last suicide, the last sorry, Can whoever knows this man please come and collect your dad? I clearly isn't taking the divorce very well. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the big love. Hey, maybe I see the style of the website is it's a funny website making jokes on the news, making buzz on the social networks. This is a good subject. Could you think that an experience like this, some people like this, like Robert Miller, could really exist? I'm sure that we have a lot of testimonies, and if you want, you can send me by email or on Facebook some links or some information, some stories of former pilots who can testify, who can say that they piloted some UFOs in Area 51. Maybe there are some true stories, and maybe the story of the very bizarre story, the very bizarre testimony of Robert Miller is a true story. We don't know. And if it's true, the way like he describes it is not the good way, because he's losing total credibility using this way of telling his experience. That's completely funny and completely laughable. This is very strange, or maybe he was filmed by his little son. At least the camera doesn't shake. It's standing still, and the video quality of the camera is good. Do we have some former pilots? This is a book on Amazon called Area 51, The Untold Story of a UFO Test Pilot at America's Most Secret Airbase. Wow, the paperback is very expensive. Nearly $900. You better buy it on the Kindle. That must be a mistake. This thrilling science fiction. This is a science fiction book. It's a novel that combines fact and fiction to tell the story of Major Daniel Hawkins, a US Air Force test pilot who is assigned to Area 51, a remote airbase in the Nevada desert. He learns that the advanced aircraft he will be flying are back-engineered alien spacecraft stored at the secret facility. As Hawkins and his team of researchers work to unravel the intricacies of extraterrestrial flight, he is drawn into a web of intrigue, and not a bed of intrigue, uncovering shocking secrets about the true nature of UFO sightings, alien abductions, and the US government's role in masterminding a massive worldwide cover-up which seeks to keep the public in the dark about our contact with ETs from distant planets. For ages 8 and up, parents, this book is a great way to stimulate children's imaginations about the possibilities of life on other planets and how the discovery of alien life would impact our view of ourselves and the universe. Keep looking to the stars. Okay. But do we have real testimonies? Here, Area 51, vets who break silence. on the SeattleTimes.com. So we are on the SeattleTimes.com. Area 51 vets break silence. Sorry, guys, but no space aliens or UFOs. Oh, that's a bit extreme. Newly revealed stories from people who used to work at Area 51 shed light on a site still shrouded in mystery. Thank you for the very beautiful dress, the very beautiful shirt on the right with a lot of paint. This is not the subject. This doesn't match with the subject. After nearly 5 decades, guys like James Noce finally get to tell their stories about Area 51. Yes, that Area 51. The one that gets brought up when people talk about secret Air Force projects, crashed UFOs, alien bodies, and of course conspiracies. The secrets, some of them have been declassified. Noce, 72, and his fellow Area 51 veterans around the country now are free to talk about doing contract work for the CIA in the 1960s and 70s at the arid, isolated southern Nevada government testing site. Their stories shed some light on a site shrouded in mystery. Classified projects still are going on there. It's not a big leap from warding off the curious 40 or 50 years ago to warding off the curious who now make the drive to Area 51. Okay, I was sworn to secrecy for 47 years. I couldn't talk about it. It was the test site for the A-12 and its successor, the SR-71 Blackbird, secret spy plane. But after September 2007, when the CIA displayed an A-12 in front of its Langley, Vancouver, I think, headquarters as part of the agency's 60th birthday, much of the secrecy of those days at Area 51 fell away. Advance warning to ufologists. Sorry, also Noce and other Area 51 vets say they saw plenty of secret stuff. None make claims about aliens. Skunk Works was the nickname for Lockheed's advanced development projects, which had the A-12 contract. Checking badges and making sure nobody had weapons on cameras. Security workers also made sure only those with proper clearance would witness a test flight. Okay. About the aliens, Noce and Barnes say they never saw anything connected to UFOs. Yes, but maybe if they were just to the security at the entry of the site, maybe they didn't have the chance to see anything inside the base. Well, I saw a plane that didn't have a propeller and being flown by a monkey. They laughed at this guy and I got where the guys would see, and they didn't dare report it because everybody had laughed at them. Well, yeah. Okay. What do you think of this subject? Do you think there are some real pilots, some real former workers at Area 51 who did a testimony about their own experience in the area, in the secret base, and people like this who can testify that they saw aliens, or maybe some reverse engineered machine or jets or flying objects using some alien technology. I don't know. Do you know stories from former pilots of Area 51 who testified they saw all this happening. I'm really curious. I would like to know more about all this. We had the story last year or 2 years in the past about this famous researcher who testified that he saw the bodies of aliens, and he could describe them on paper. He made the drawings and all the stuff, explaining all the things he saw in the secret base. That's very hard to see in all these informations what is real, what is false. As you can see here, there is a lot of imagination, a lot of fantasy, a lot of people who like to tell stories and to become famous on the internet by telling their own stories. So it's very difficult in all this stuff to find a little light of truth, a little light of true experience and proofs of alien life in our society, on Earth, or maybe in space, or some proof or some alien species that could have made contact with us, with the military forces. This is always very difficult to find the truth, because you have a lot of distractions like this, a lot of disinformation. At least we had a good laugh with that guy. And if that's a true story, all my apologies, very sorry, but he could have found a better way to tell his story if it's real story. Okay, guys, this is the end of this amazing video. This is the end of this amazing video. I hope you liked it. Don't hesitate to share the video if you want, if you like, if you want to make your friends have a good laugh with Robert Miller, who have difficulties to support the divorce. He is crossing the divorce with his own style, his own way. And as usual, don't forget to subscribe to Section 51 if it's not the case now. And as always, next time, next video, keep watching Section 51. Live long and prosper. This was DozGeek on Section 51. Bye bye.